안녕하세요. 낯설지만 익숙한 당신, 낯익당에 오신 여러분 진심으로 환영합니다. 저는 프로그램 진행을 맡은 양자명입니다. 일본에 가고 싶었지만 얼떨결에 한국 교환학생이 된 제임스와 함께 외국인의 시선에서 바라보는 한국의 솔직한 모습을 담아보겠습니다. 그럼 이번 프로젝트의 주인공 제임스를 만나러 가볼까요?
안녕하세요. 저는 제임스 왓슨입니다. 영국에서 왔습니다.
Wow.
I'm a student from England. I currently study computer science at Durham University, and I'm currently halfway through my year abroad in South Korea, currently studying at Korea University.
So how old are you?
21 years old.
Wow. So do you have any reasons for deciding on an exchange student?
I come from a small town in the northeast of England, and upon moving to Durham University, it's not very far. It's only about a 40-minute drive from where I live, but it still felt just like a completely different world almost. And I met so many people from so many different cultures, and I just sort of realized how small my world felt. So I knew soon after I started university that I definitely wanted to do a year abroad. The only question was where I wanted to go. And so my initial choice for choosing a year abroad was to go to Japan. I was infatuated with Japanese culture for a very long time, and it just seemed like the logical choice. It's something that's so completely different from what I'm used to, but still something that I know a bit about and enjoy the culture of. So I spent 2 years learning Japanese. I applied to 3 different Japanese universities. However, the competition was more fierce than I expected, particularly due to the fact that Durham University has a Japanese studies course. And they get priority over the other students, which unfortunately meant that I didn't make the cut. And so after that, it was, where do I want to go from here? I could go somewhere in Europe. I think there was Thailand, Taiwan, Hong Kong, maybe Singapore, a few others, and then South Korea, where I had both the option of Korea University and Yonsei University. But I was talking to my friend from Kendo, and Kendo's like Japanese fencing, basically. I had a South Korean friend in there. He basically told me about Korea and about Korea University. He said, these are 2 very prestigious universities in South Korea. You know what? That sounds like a good idea. If nothing else, it's something new and interesting to talk about. And so I ended up in South Korea with very little knowledge of South Korea, quite frankly. I didn't really look up much before coming here. I honestly didn't like South Korea when I first came here. It was quite terrifying. I think if I went here on a holiday, I would have had a very, very good time. But I came here with my mother in early August, a couple of weeks before I was due to move into the dormitory. I'm supposed to live here for a year, and I don't know anything. I can't read anything. I don't know how to speak to anyone. It was quite frankly terrifying.
Where do you live?
I live in Girum, which is about a 40-minute walk from the university, north on like the other side of Korea University.
It's a little bit far.
It's a little bit far, but I'm also used to that. Back in Durham, the accommodation I was staying at last year and next year is about a 40-minute walk from the university as well. And I like walking, so it wasn't that big a deal for me being so far away. I'm familiar with it. I really like banchan and the side dishes. Yeah, I think they're fantastic. Kimchi is fantastic. Like all the pickled food, I think is great. The soups that they provide with meals, I absolutely love. So I am very familiar with it.
What is your favorite food in Korea? Like aside from banchan.
Aside from banchan, that's difficult. Especially because I eat a lot of tonkatsu. But tonkatsu is very Japanese.
But actually, like Korean type of tonkatsu.
It's very different.
Yeah, Japanese tonkatsu is different.
Yeah, they are 2 different things. So if I had to choose one, it would be probably tonkatsu.
So maybe could you share the process for applying for an exchange student?
So, thankfully for me, that was a fairly easy thing to do because it was mostly handled by the university. Durham University has contacts with universities all across the globe. And so your application, or your initial application, goes to Durham University. And, well, at least for me. And then they then basically like rank your personal statement and what you want to do. And you often like peer review other people's personal statements. It wasn't that difficult a process, but it was part of that process as to why I couldn't go to Japan.
Did you get great GPA?
We don't use GPA in the UK, but my grades were very good in the second year, but they were okay in the first year. So the UK works on a funny system. So if I said it was about 65% in my first year, that sounds like a very poor grade in South Korea.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah, exactly. It's a very poor grade in a lot of countries because a lot of countries work on 60 as a pass, and then 100% is the highest grade you can get.
yeah.
Whereas in the UK, a pass is a 40. A 40%.
Wow.
A B is 60, and then an A is 70. So I don't think you can do an exchange if you get less than 55% in first year. So if you get like a low C, they won't let you do the year abroad. And I can't really say if other UK universities do the same system. Like if I had an interview with somebody from the year abroad team, I could have showed my passion a lot better.
What did your family say? Or like what did your friends say when you go to Korea?
When I told them I was going to South Korea, they didn't let me know they were worried to begin with. But they told me later that they were like, South Korea? That's a bit scary. Like, especially in the north of the UK, people don't know much about South Korea. So the younger generation know about like K-pop and K-dramas and whatnot, so they know about South Korea. But my parents' generation, when they think of Korea, they think of the North dictatorship, you know?
Yes.
And so, and especially with how close Seoul is to the North Korean border, like they didn't tell me initially, but they were a bit worried. But you know, as I told them more about the place and as we did more research, they were like, oh, this place is just as safe as Japan. And once they realized that, they were like, yeah, that's fine. Go have fun. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Rebecca. I'm having a great time in Korea. I can't wait to come home and see everybody and tell everybody about everything I've done. And I wish everybody could do something like this because it's just been so fantastic and meaningful. Yeah. Have a good day. Have a good weekend, life, year.
Then so far, how's your life in Korea?
Peaceful.
Peaceful?
Very peaceful, very
Because the
stress-free.
course is not started yet.
And even during course time, I only need to pass them. I don't need to get a good grade at all. So because of Korean culture and the fact that it's a double-edged sword, but people don't generally talk to you here. At least as a foreigner, like I spend a lot of time just like walking around and having a good time, and I don't have any courses to stress about because I don't need to do well in them. You know, it's incredibly easy to get food and drink. You know, like my apartment's comfortable now. It's just a very stress-free experience. I've never really been happier than how I have been in South Korea because I don't have that university stress. I don't have to stress about money, really. I don't have to stress about anything. So it's... Oh, there's so many. I've made so many friends. A lot of people from America, a few from Australia, a lot from Germany. This one was very surprising to me. Beyond that, Norway, Switzerland, Sweden. Not very many from England, which surprised me.
Where did you meet them?
This is through the university.
Just university?
Predominantly. I attended this this club group I found online a couple times. I met another German friend who is doing like a language school sort of thing over here. But yes, mainly I've met people through the university, and honestly, I'm not sure how to meet other foreign students outside of the university. which is something I'd like to do more stuff outside of the university, especially now that I have a few months before I finish. It's like I want to meet more people. I want to do more things.
Do you think you are smart?
Yeah. I
Wow.
study at one of the best universities in the country.
Okay.
In the UK. I got the best grade I could last year. I'm friends with a lot of smart people. Like, I'm not as good as them. I'm not like a genius or anything, but I think to say I'm not smart would be wrong as well.
But you get a D+ on the last semester. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't count if I don't try.
Okay. And then, so you are living in Kirum,
Yes,
a really great apartment.
that's pretty nice.
So could you leave a message to your room, like apartment?
Like my apartment manager.
Yeah, manager.
Thank you for letting me stay, even though I'm a foreigner who can't speak Korean. I don't know. It's a nice place. Like it's a little small for me, I think. I've got nowhere to put my coat when I go in the room. That's my message. Please put up some coat hooks. But I think that's another point on Korean culture as well. Like, I don't think Korean people wear raincoats very much. They all have umbrellas.
Yeah.
We always wear raincoats. But I think that's because in the UK it can sort of rain at any time. Whereas it's pretty predictable if it's going to rain in Korea.
So, and then next question is, if you have to choose one, what will you choose? Japan versus Korea.
Japan. No hesitation.
I hate you!
I love Korea.